Good
Good morning.
morning, everybody. Happy Monday, and welcome to Stony and Jamar. Good morning, Jamar.
Good morning. How are you? How was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was wonderful. Got a lot of rest, and the sun is shining today. You see all that sun coming in?
I see. It's cold though.
It's cold, but at least the sun is shining, and it's a new and wonderful, wonderful day. I'm
Yeah.
excited. And I hope, thank you everyone, no matter what time of day or night that you're joining us. We appreciate you tuning in, hoping that we're giving you some informative information. And we appreciate your likes, shares, and your comments. Thank you so very much. Now we're going to
Thank you.
begin with, yes, airport disruptions may get crazy. Are you aware of what's going on?
Yeah,
As
it's getting
of,
bad.
yes, we're
Holiday
on day
season.
41.
Yeah. Holiday season. Yeah, I was expecting that.
Okay, and now were you still expecting for us to be on lock? I mean, not lockdown.
Not lockdown. I wouldn't mind though.
You wouldn't mind? Look, oh my
Yeah,
God, what am I thinking
I was
about?
chilling.
I was thinking about COVID.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're on day 41 of the shutdown, and as of 6 a.m. this morning, LaGuardia Airport and Arrival and Departure Board is showing 117 cancellations.
Yes. It's very it's even bad right here in Atlanta. You see people sitting there,
Hartsville,
people
yeah.
sitting, yeah, at Hartsfield, people sitting around, they flights getting canceled. It's the holiday season.
Hmm.
And you got to be scared because who's really working is the best people on the job.
And do they really care about their job?
Right,
Um,
they ain't making no money, and that is right there have you not caring.
exactly. My worst fear, and I hate to say this, Jamar, and because it's scary, but between now and January, I do predict a major airline going down.
Ooh, I don't want to talk. I ain't speaking that into
I'm
existence.
not speaking it.
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm a sky watcher. We're in Mercury in retrograde, which
Hmm.
is in Sagittarius right now. Sagittarius is a fire sign, and it also is connected with Mars in the sky. So that's fire. And if you know the symbolism of Sagittarius, it points up. It points up. So as above, so below. That's where we are. And when we are in retrograde, your phones slow down. You may have already noticed that robotic sounds, delay in your computers. A lot of things start to really happen because the sky is ruled by Mercury. So a lot of people who fear that be like, "Oh, that's demonic." No, it's not. It's really what's happening. You may
Right.
be even experiencing some hip pain or lower back because that's ruled again by Sagittarius. So that is a major focal point. And in the sky, if I were you, I'm not telling people not to travel. I would find alternate routes. There are trains, there are cars, there are buses. There are other ways to get to where you're going unless you're going to Nigeria or Africa but there's
Right.
other ways to get to where you're going.
Yeah. I hope nothing like that happens. I do. I won't.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't want anything like that.
I don't want you to agree with me because you know that the other thing about when two or more agree.
Right.
So
Yeah.
right, so yeah,
Exactly.
definitely don't. Oh, Sagittarius, good morning. Yeah, so Sagittarius, thanks for chiming in. Someone just chimed in,
That's great.
and yeah, so you already know what I'm talking about. But Sagittarius is ruled by the planet of Jupiter, and we're gonna. I'll get to that on my other channel. I'll talk about astrology on my other channel.
Oh,
So
that's what's up.
yes,
Okay.
because because I really, there's something that I love to understand about people, and how things happen, and a lot of it has to do with as above. And I want to talk about Trump and astrology, dealing with him, so people can understand why he act the way he does. I'll get
Yeah,
to that like somewhere at the end of the show, and it may just enlighten you because you're gonna be like, "What, really?" It's everything that he's doing has a lot to do with his astrological placement. So it's not to be that he's just being an unconcerning person, or it really has a lot to do with his his timing of
yeah,
birth.
yeah. That and his mental health.
Right, and
Yeah,
his
yeah,
mental health.
yeah. That.
His
Go ahead. What you about to say? Yeah,
his mental health comes from the fact that he is a Gemini sun. Gemini is also ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the fastest moving planet in the orbit. So his mind is going
yeah,
and then his mouth gets to try to catch up with his brain, and it's
yeah.
just not happening. It's like, wait a
Yeah.
minute, did he just say what I think he said? Because his brain is moving so fast. And for as a child, he may have been diagnosed with ADHD, and most Gemini children are, because they move a lot. They move their hands. They move their feet when they're sitting still. It's hard for them to sit still. So most doctors who don't know much about astrology and just going by diagnose these poor little kids as ADD.
Mm.
And they're not. They're really smart people, but they come off as either slow or a little ignorant. And it's neither or. Their mind is just moving faster than
Got you. Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna stick with Donald Trump as far. Yeah, he just. I can't believe his mind moves fast. I can't believe
Yes.
that his mind moved fast.
Yeah, it really does. But let's talk about these airports. So as of 6 o'clock this morning, LaGuardia Airport arrival and departure times, um, there are showing 117 cancellation. John F. Kennedy International Airport shows 74 cancellation, and Newark Liberty. That's where you from, right?
I'm
Jersey.
from Jersey. Yep.
Okay, so they're showing 82 cancellation, along with Hartsfield Atlanta Airport showing more cancellation and delays.
Mm.
So if you're trying to go somewhere during this holiday season, plan ahead, take your time. Don't be impatient, because it's not going to be a speedy process.
It's not. Yeah. You ever been in one? I've had to be at a delay before, actually, and it is the worst. It is the worst sitting in those airports.
Well, do you know that I have not been on a plane except for what do they call that plane that transports the what did he just got on?
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. He was on the DOJ plane.
Yeah,
Fed.
I haven't
What
been
is it
on a
called?
plane
Con
since the
Air.
DLJ. Let's say that.
Yeah, the DOJ plane. I get it.
Right. So I don't know. I haven't experienced the delays. I don't know about the baggage check-in, the
Yeah.
rules. Heck, I might be on the no-fly list. I don't know. Just kidding.
Nah.
No, I don't. But no, I haven't experienced that yet. And so, but more than 250 flights have been canceled today alone out of New York City,
Mm.
and three major airports aim at the longest federal shutdown. We're at day 41, as you know,
Right.
of the shutdown. And you know what happened overnight. Well, yesterday in this 41 days, the Senate voted
Hmm.
to break the shutdown. Did you read about that? Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. I read up on it. That a couple of Democratic senators crossed over to try to end the. And you know what? Funny that you started off with the airports, because it seems like that was a major motivation.
Yes.
Based off of what I was reading, it seems like that was that was like one of the made, not the people who may not have Thanksgiving or, but it was based off of the airlines.
Yes.
Yeah.
It definitely was one of the major reasonings. And another one of the reasons was the Obamacare, getting the extension on the Obamacare,
Right.
the
They'll
tax
re-vote
cut.
on.
Yes, that is so very important. We briefly touched before about insurance and how imperative it is to have that just in case.
Hmm.
Um, you know, I I'm so thankful for the Obamacare because it has reached some of my family members
Right.
where it has, excuse me, come in handy and it has been a lifesaver. So if it wasn't for Congress passing this bill so long ago, I think Obamacare has been in for over what, 15 years?
Yeah.
About
Around. Yep.
about 15 years. A lot of people would have been dead.
Yeah. And
So, mhm,
it's really a shame about what's going on with that Obamacare because this is nothing more than a personal attack.
mhm.
Right. I mean, Donald Trump, he tried to make it about taxes. These Republicans, they try to make it about taxes, but the reality of it is, if you're not making over $200,000 a year,
Mhm.
Obamacare is not really affecting you based on your taxes. If you're not in that tax bracket, I mean, it comes out your taxes along with federal taxes. It's
Right,
really not a major thing. It's an attack on his legacy.
right. A lot of things that Donald Trump is doing is affecting some of the previous presidential um, things, things that they have put in place for the American citizens. I feel that he is really trying to just tear everything down and destroy the democracy of the United States of America,
Mm,
and trying to build his own way in such a short span of doing things. So
yeah,
when he said that, hey, let's break the filibuster, he tried to make it appear as if it was a good thing, but no, that would have been a very bad thing to do
hmm,
if
hmm,
they had gotten rid of the filibuster, because then the other party wouldn't be needed um, to make any decisions. The
right,
majority would have been able to make all of the decisions if the filibuster was not in play.
exactly. So what is he doing? Well, you just said it. Destroy the democracy because that's how you become a dictator.
Exactly.
That is one
Exactly.
of the methods of becoming a dictator. I mean, everything. Excuse me. Everything. Everything he's done since he's became president
Hmm.
follows a dictator's playbook. Every piece of it.
Oh yes.
If anybody just Google's the Hitler, Mussolini, any of the prior dictators, and you look at what they did, and you look at what Donald Trump's doing,
Hmm.
he's going step by step to destroy the democracy, attack the media,
Hmm.
um, find an enemy of the other party, make the other party an enemy. You hear the language he uses. This language has never been used in
Right.
politics. So,
Never. And
this
he
is his
has
play.
no fear. He has no fear.
Uh,
It's like not even the courts can stop him at this rate because he's his pen. Well, remember I said his brain is moving fast. His pen is catching up with his brain. He's like, let me sign, let me sign, let me sign, let me sign, let me sign.
mhm. But
And this is
when you have a following, like he doesn't have, um, he has a following, not supporters. He has a following. So when you have a following where people that follow you said he could shoot somebody in broad daylight
mm-hmm,
and they would still vote for him.
mm,
You understand what I'm saying? So when you
mm-hmm,
have a following like that, yes, you can move the way he's moving.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has a cult like following.
Yeah, he really did. And they all just came out of the woodworks when he got elected. They was like, yep, we can do what we want to do now. Who's gonna
Yeah,
stop us? They just all came out. I had one tried to run me over on Whitlock the other day with his truck.
really.
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, where are you going?" I was like, hey, buddy, that's illegal what you're doing. You
Mm.
can't run me over with your truck.
I,
Yeah.
I I just I don't understand how I never get these encounters. Cause I ain't gonna say I look for them, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the day where cause I'm not gonna pull my phone out. You don't ain't got to worry about that.
Well,
I ain't gonna.
I pray that you don't. The universe is such it's such a blessed universe that he already know.
Hey, I
Please
think
go
that.
around my
Yeah,
please go that way. There he goes. Yeah, he
but
knows. God knows.
yeah, it's ridiculous though. It is. I mean, but this is where we are.
This is where we are. And I ask always asking in my and when I put on on our post, what's next, America? So let's talk about this. So the Democrats agreed to support a package that would fund multiple agencies and other programs for the full fiscal year and all others until January the 30th, 2026. But that's next year. That's only a couple of months. That's not long.
Hmm.
Okay, and the Democrats have a commitment from the Trump administration to rehire government workers that were fired at the start of the funding lapse and promise to extend the Obamacare. We did talk about that. And we also talked about now another thing that was on this list was food stamps.
Hmm.
A memo issued late Saturday, despite the Department of Agriculture warned financial penalties for states that fail to comply with the food stamps because the appeals court blocks yet another attempt of Trump to halt food stamp funding.
Mm.
So now you know that the what is her name? Contingent Brown is that her name?
Contingency,
Justice
yeah, the justice.
Justice Contingent Brown. Now, while the decision may not go in effect until Tuesday, not the stay because she did a stay, a temporary stay. So there was another judge in the first court of appeals that said, "Hey, you got to release these food stamps." So that was another court of appeals judge that said that. Now it sounds a little bit confusing, but despite all of these lower court judges that has said go ahead and release the funds, then Justice Brown said, "Hey, there's a stay." Now, the Supreme Court is not yet to make a decision on that until tomorrow.
Okay.
So, but the Department of Agriculture, because of all of the confusion the other day, some of the states started to release the funding for SNAP. And now the Department of Agriculture is threatening these states and saying, hey, if you don't recoup this money, you're going to be penalized and won't get more funding. Now, right before we came on air, I read where Trump is only partially giving SNAP benefits, even here in Georgia. So if you
Hmm.
get $292, which is what most people get, you'll get half of that.
Mm.
So we're down to half.
Mm. And they've been using that as a bargaining chip, and that's all it is. They just use, and that's. I mean, you have to be a different type of person to use people being able to eat as a bargaining chip to get your way, because that's all it was.
Mhm.
That's just one of the just like the Democrats was using the Obamacare, they're using the food stamps. Everybody, I mean, it's a sad situation.
Yeah, it's really sad that the administration, the people that hold the power, who like President Trump, he campaigned on all these promises. vote for me, and I'm gonna make groceries less. It's gonna cost you less. And now
Yeah,
he's even criticizing. Oh, what is groceries? That's an old fashioned word for me. Well, you don't understand what that word means because you've never had to go shopping down the aisle looking to see how much the coffee really costs versus how much a pack of chicken costs.
right.
Because you've been privileged all your life. So those things, they don't mean anything to you.
Exactly. And that's what was hilarious when he marched out there with the eggs and the bacon. You remember when he was campaigning and he
Yes.
did the whole eggs and bacon? That was hilarious. Like I said, he has a following. They are like cult. They are cult. Like anything he says
Hmm.
is it's like the word of God to them. Like who
And
would believe a billionaire?
well, do you? I wouldn't because this is the thing. It's called propaganda, and if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So
Mm,
people like him are able to manipulate people with words who are not strong within themselves. So they feel like because he's rich and that he is or he looks for successful, that he's going to do the same for them. And
mm,
that's where America got misled. I mean, they thought people was thinking, "Oh, we're gonna get rich." You remember when he gave us the PPP? But your uncle and your grandma died from COVID.
mm.
So
They
I
forgot that
mean,
part.
yeah, they forgot about that when they was cashing those checks. But they forgot that their grandma passed away. But in their mind, oh, she was old anyway. No, she probably could have lived another 5 years had she was able to get to the doctor, or if he wasn't telling people to bathe in bleach. People
Mm,
forgot all of those
right.
things that this man was doing. Bodies laying all out on the street. Everything that
Yes.
came with this man came with neglect, harm. It came with chaos because he's chaotic. So if a person is chaotic and they're set to lead, they're just going to bring chaos. Now, I am going to
Absolutely.
tell you this: in the next 5 years, we will have a war. All
Mm.
because he's set it in motion already. There will be a war in the United States of America.
Yeah, he
I
looked
can
like
get, and it may be before 5 years.
yeah. I would agree with that. It looked like he's trying to provoke Venezuela,
Provoke.
right?
It's the
And
buttons
he's
already
bombing.
been pushed when he blew him
Yeah,
up.
yeah. He's been bombing the boats, saying that they drug traffickers. He's also now looking towards Nigeria. He's saying it's a genocide of Christians going on over there. So now he's
Now
this
hold on.
Christian saint.
Park your car about the Nigerians, right? I'm
Yeah.
26% Nigerian, but let me tell you about the Nigerians. I talked to one of our Nigerian brothers.
Okay.
And because Nigeria has a lot of partnership with China, he gonna have to back away from Nigeria. That ain't happening.
Yeah.
And a
Well.
lot of China, a lot of Chinese are partnering with the Nigerians, and they're having some beautiful babies. So
Yeah.
he gonna drive on around Nigeria and China.
You got to remember who you talking about.
Now, I know I'm talking about, but he
Yeah.
gonna do that one.
Remember who he's a maverick. He it may be China, whoever, but what I'm saying is he's looking for trouble.
Of
Because
course,
remember,
because
he's looking for a third term. He doesn't
well,
want to lead the presidency. In order to do that, it has to be a conflict.
now I read the 22nd amendment. Okay, in the 22nd Amendment, now the only person that did 4 terms was Roosevelt,
Hmm.
Theodore. Theodore,
You're right. Roosevelt.
was it Theodore or was it the other one? It's two
Yep.
Roosevelt because they're cousins.
Yeah. You
Okay.
got it.
Okay, so Theodore did 4 terms, right?
Or
And
wait
it
a minute.
wasn't, was it Theodore or was
I think it was because I think FDR is the FBI. So you're right. You're right.
it?
FDR is the FBI. He ran the FBI.
Okay. Well, At the time, the 22nd Amendment had not been in place. So it was only tradition from George Washington on that they were running 2 terms, right?
Okay.
Now, here's the clause of that people aren't reading. So you saw Trump ran for president and was president, and then he had a break.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The only clause in the you go. So I want you to read the 22nd Amendment today when you get a chance.
Okay.
The only clause in the 22nd Amendment, it can't be consecutive terms.
So it can't go back to back to back. That's what you're saying.
Uh huh. And he had a
Now go
break.
ahead.
Yep, he had a break. So if he did run for the third term, it doesn't have to be a war. If the 22nd Amendment states consecutively,
So
they
you
cannot.
saying so you're saying that and that he it's possible for him to it's possible for him be to run again.
Possibly. Yes.
I thought it was. I'm gonna check out that. You said the Second Amendment,
22nd.
the 22nd Amendment.
The
I'm
22nd
a,
Amendment, yes. Because traditionally there wasn't anything in the amendment about the terms. So when FDR or Theodore, one of the Roosevelts, okay, I can't remember it.
right,
I had it written down. When he ran in 1940, whatever it was, he was running back to back. So he did 4 terms. And then we had another president that did 3 terms. But it was only because out of respect. It was traditional because that's what George Washington and all of the other forefathers had done before Roosevelt. So they
okay,
passed the 22nd Amendment in 1951 to stop any president from that point on from running for being elected for a third term consecutively is the word. And he
mm,
has not been in there 2 terms consecutively. He had a break.
okay. Well, I don't see. I mean, I don't know. I think if it was that simple, then he would probably be running for it. There has to be something in
He's
there
already
because
made 2028 has.
yeah, but legally, I mean, I'm watching a lot of commentary on different uh political
Right, political news.
yeah, the different political shows where they're basically saying he can't do it legally. So
But
I don't know.
legally he can. And even if there was a war, that was the reason why Roosevelt had done it before because he convinced the people because there was nothing in the amendment. He convinced the people, hey, we at war. It would be best if I stay in office. Vote for me. If you get somebody
Uh,
else in office, it's going to be a detriment to the world.
oh, okay.
So
But I'm saying
that's how he managed to do that. And then Congress passed in 1951. They was like, no, 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 no more of that because we're gonna have dictatorship. If another person ever decide to repeat this, then we're gonna have it where no one leave the people's house.
right. I mean, I think it's something in there. I'm not sure,
Oh,
but
I've read it. It's a really small loophole that could be, and a lot of people just don't read. But I could be misunderstanding it. According
right,
to some, according to some commentators, no, you cannot. But it states in so many various ways. Even if, okay, so like look at Kamala Harris, right? She was president for a short amount of time when Biden was not able to be president, she was acting as. So she was literally our first lady president for 107 days. Is that not correct?
was she swore in?
I need to research that.
Because
So
that swearing in process is important. If she wasn't sworn in, then it wouldn't be she was actually the president of the United States. Now she was acting president, being that she was the vice president at the time. But that swearing in process, it has to happen for you to be actually the president of the United States of America.
okay, so no, I don't remember seeing any swearing in and any of that. So
Right.
no. So we won't.
So
So
it
we're
wouldn't
not.
be so
You
it wouldn't
go.
be considered her a president at the time. That
Okay.
wouldn't get that so she wouldn't be considered the president.
Okay, because there is a clause in the 22nd Amendment, because in our history, we've had some vice presidents that have had to go on and act as president for a short period of time. And
Hmm.
that short period of time, according to the 22nd Amendment, counted as a term. So, which meant that they could run really one term, one more term, but they wouldn't be eligible to run again because even though they only were there for a short period of time acting, so just say if something happened to Trump now, God forbid, and Vance is now the president, he would be still counting as that time that Trump is has ran the time. The clock was ticking even when he was vice president, as him being if he took over today. So he would only be allowed to run for president one more time.
Mm. I'm gonna
That's
look
how
into
they.
that.
Yep. So when you get a chance, read about it because it's very, very technical. It has happened in our history through our presidents before, where there has been either somebody has died. We've had the shortest term president was like 30, 40 days, and he died. And then the vice president took over.
Right.
So yeah, so I went back as far as the history, and it's really, really, really interesting. But that 22nd Amendment is really, really deep. I don't know if you know that President Trump recently um he just pardoned um his lawyer
Yeah.
Giuliani.
Giuliani, yeah. I'm not surprised.
So check this out. Trump grants full pardons to dozens of his allies
Hmm.
accused of attempting to subvert the 2020 election, which was won, of course, by former President Joe Biden. Now, the four-page list released were the names of 70 people. So he just got his pen and he's a whacking away. He's letting everybody out. He's letting everybody off. So there were 70 people, including his former lawyers, Rudy Giuliani, who was once the mayor, Sidney
Hmm.
Powell, and former chief of staff Mark Meadows. Now these people were accused of being in the scheme to alter the slates of electors in the
Hmm.
battleground states like Arizona, Georgia, and Michigan. Now he said that the reason why he went on and gave them a full pardon, even though they were not um, haven't been convicted by any federal court, he said he didn't want nobody to come and charge them even so even though they hadn't been charged for the crime, like convicted, gone through the process, he just pardoned them anyway.
Mm.
Now I'm waiting for something to come back on that one because that's gonna be a you can't do that before you get a
Yeah.
charge.
Well, I'll give him this. He's loyal. If you stay loyal to him, he'll definitely look out for you. Cause he making sure anybody who stayed loyal to him, he making sure he get him out of jail. He give him a get out of jail free pass.
So what's
So
gonna happen when he go to jail? I mean, who's gonna be
who
up for him?
who going to jail?
You,
Donald Trump?
yeah,
Oh yeah, nah, that time passed. We missed that opportunity. They had him in the crosshairs, but they missed that opportunity.
you don't
He
think
won't be
that?
going to jail now. He
Not
wouldn't
right
have went to
now.
jail, but he wouldn't have went to jail if he didn't win the presidency. He wasn't going to jail.
You don't think so?
No, he was a first time offender. A lot of people
34?
thought, yeah,
34 felonies.
yeah. It wasn't like he had these was first degree felonies or even second degree felonies. Like, he think about it. You have people with real charges, felonies who got probation, their first offense.
But
You
how do
know,
you get 34 and no jail time?
one because he won the election, but I really just don't think he was going to go to jail. That it just wasn't realistic. He should have.
Do you think he really won this last election?
Uh, Honestly, I don't. Right, but I don't have any proof to that. But honestly, it just seems so obvious. With Elon Musk affiliated, that what was that? What's that satellite he had? Skylink. And then the fact of what went on the first time when he was yelling about the election got stolen from him. He
Too
made
too big to rig.
right. He made such a fuss about it to where the Democrats had to ensure that the American people, they had to assure the American people that, hey, the elections are fair and it's nothing wrong with them. So if he did cheat, you can't go back now and say he cheated because you just told the American public for the last 4 years that the elections was nobody could cheat. So but yeah, I don't think so. I don't really think he won.
Yeah, I don't either. Now he don't piss people off so bad that Mark Wolf, he's one of the senior Reagan appointed, and that's old judges. He has resigned. He was like, and people ask him, why are you resigning? And it's because of Trump. He said he doesn't,
Mm,
he no longer wants to be a judge. He says Trump is using the law for partisan purposes. And Wolf became a Reagan appointed judge at the age of 38. So he has now stepped down out of Massachusetts. So I'm
mm,
like, wow, you're pissing judges off that bad? They're getting off the bench?
yeah. I mean,
Because
he
it's a disrespect to the law. I can see
he
that.
absolutely because he doesn't respect the law. He's the
Mm,
president. He believes he is the law. Right. He said that a lot of times that I'm the president. You know, I can do whatever I want to do. That's his mentality. He does not respect the office, and
no.
that's what makes him the worst president that we've ever seen. He does not. He puts himself
Hmm.
before the office. He believes he is the office. When the office is a position, he doesn't respect that, and that's what makes him dangerous,
Very.
and it makes him a laughing stock. He makes America the laughing stock of the world
We
because
are.
we were the shining light of democracy.
Yes. Did you see the other day where he was in a meeting and he was asleep?
No,
He was.
I'm
Now
not
he
surprised.
now he was talking about Sleepy Joe all
Yeah,
this, but we have to remember that he's 79 years old,
right. He's old.
and he is old, and he has made it through the life expectancy, um, you know, of someone. Something just came in about the Supreme Court rejects to overturn something. I couldn't read it all. I get these constant
I just seen it.
news. You
Yeah, it
just
just
seen it?
came down. Yeah, I seen it too. It came on my phone.
I'm sorry. So what was it? Were you able to see
I
it?
no, I wouldn't pull down. Not in the middle. I wouldn't swipe
Oh,
down
okay.
on it.
Yeah, that'll be. We'll talk about it, I guess, the next time. But
Yeah,
yeah, he's old and he's lived past his life. Of course, life expectancy. So you know, here we are, an 80-year-old man. He's not in the best shape. Now, here's another one of my predictions on astrology. I know you might not want to hear this one, but he's a Leo ascendant. And as we move into, he's a Leo ascendant, which is where the sun was rising in the east. Gemini's sun, I'm not sure what his moon, I'm going to look at his chart later today as I do an episode about him on my other channel. Leo is ruled by the heart. Gemini is ruled by the lungs. So my prediction is, as we move into Leo in the North Node next year, he will experience some type of upper. I'm coming to join
Respiratory.
you, honey, sort of thing.
Really? Mm. That
Because
might be
the
even worse.
right, because the way the planets are aligning, and you the stars, they're directly coming towards him in the sky like this, and at some point that affects your health.
Hmm.
So so we may see some experience. If you notice, like when he's talking, he JD is with him a lot more now and is doing a lot more speaking. Pay attention to that, because yeah,
He is. Yeah, he is doing a lot more talking.
do
I
a
see
lot
him
more
out and
talking.
about a lot more.
Yes. And a lot of people not paying attention to that, but usually vice presidents are not seen in that capacity, and they're putting him out there, giving him more um time to talk. Even on one conversation, the reporter was asking President Trump a question, and he looked over at Vance and he says, "Oh, I'm gonna let you answer that,"
Right.
because I guess he just didn't want to give any more stupid answers. But it was just more. It's leaning more to that's where we're heading.
Mm. Yeah, that might be even worse.
That is. That
Yeah.
most
Cause he,
definitely is. And a lot of people who are, as we turn blue, I see what they're doing. The Republican Party is doing their best to try to stop the voting that is coming up in the 2026 election, so that they can stay the majority, because they've lost a lot just recently. And then there are other elections that are approaching that could
hmm
change the game, and that's why they're trying to get these these maps redistricted.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. They
So
just lost a lot. I think it was a whole sweep. I think it was a
yes,
Democratic sweep in the last elections that just happened. What, last week?
yes.
You got a new mayor in New York that got them going crazy.
Oh, they said they're moving
Um,
out.
yeah, they yeah, they upset about that. A real Muslim.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love it though. I love
yeah.
the diversity. I so love it, because
He's very
this is what our country was built on.
yeah, he's very progressive.
Yes.
He's very progressive.
Yes.
Um,
And
he
he
need
seems to
that
be
though.
loved by everyone
I
of
don't
all
know about. I
ethnicities.
don't know. I don't know if he's loved by everyone.
Well, I'm
I've
saying,
seen.
like, the people that were around him, they were a
Yeah,
diverse crowd. So let me rephrase that. He seemed to have a diverse um, crowd within his reach. There may
yeah,
be people outside of that who are tremendously upset, and I pray for his safety, and that you know his um, his mayorship goes well. I really
yeah.
do, because that's a very big stepping stone.
Yes, I've seen a lot of like he had a lot of millennials. He had
Yes.
a very big millennial vote. A lot of progressives, people who want to see diversity, right?
Yes.
Who's not stuck. They want to see the country move forward. A lot of want to really get rid of a lot of prejudices.
Hmm.
And that old, what do they call it? That old boy system.
Yeah, the good
A
old
lot of
boy.
people, yeah, that good old boy system. A lot of people want to move away from that. A lot of millennials, and I guess the Gen Zs, they're the
Yes.
ones. A lot of them want to move away from that old boy system, that good old boy system. Now, and I think that's a good thing. We
Yes.
really do. We really supposed to be moving forward.
I'm I'm hoping that Newsom of California put in his nomination for 2028
Mm,
for, for president.
mm,
I'm I have my eye on him.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he challenges Trump a lot.
Yes.
But he's representing California, and California is a very forward
Yes.
progressive progressive state. California is a vibe. Like they're very progressive. They're very diverse,
Hmm.
but you have a lot of racism in California too.
I've never been to California. I've been
Yeah,
trying to get there since I was 17. I'm on
yeah,
my way.
I love California. I love the vibe.
Wow. I'm
Yeah.
getting for him and the governor of Kentucky. I don't remember his name, but I have my eye on both of them. And they are both, to me, would represent this country in a very fair and keep the democracy alive. They're young,
Mm,
they're strong, and I like both of them. I really do. Even if they partnered up and one would go and be on the same ticket, I would like that for both of them. I got to research his name. I listened to him talk because he talked about the COVID and how the Kentuckians didn't really like the fact that how he had them locked down and things of that nature, and how they were very strict about things, but in the end, they were happy about it. So when
mm,
I listened to his approach on leadership in Kentucky, never been there either, he would be someone I would a great candidate. Nobody never calls me until now. Now, when I get off, nobody's never going to call me.
mm. Um,
but, but yeah, so 2028 is fast approaching.
nah, it ain't
It's going to
not
be
fast enough.
not fast enough,
Not fast
but
enough.
it's interesting to see how we're going to make these changes and how the world is changing. And are we ready for war? That is the next question, because that's where, no doubt, we are heading for. It is written in the stars, and um, it is definitely here. It's knocking at
Mm,
war. It's knocking at our door. And for those who are asleep, get up.
yeah.
Prepare your children who are of age, because the draft is coming back.
Wow.
Um, yes, all of that. And this is not speculation. So if you have young boys, and I don't know what the rules are going to be, we're going to do a rinse, wash, and repeat of the 30s and the 40s.
Mm. I don't know. This is a different time. I don't. Let me say this: if it'll be a lot of draft dodgers.
Of
It'll be
course.
a lot of people who would rather go to prison than to go fight in the war. I
They're
don't
doing
think
that over
anybody.
in Jerusalem. The
Yeah, I
Jews are
don't think
doing it.
anybody is ever prepared for war,
No.
especially not Americans are soft.
Mm.
We don't. What do we know about modern day war compared to what's going on in other countries and what those people do to fight against against those who are oppressing them? We know about going out in the street with some signs and yelling and maybe getting tear gas, but Americans are not ready for war. I wouldn't go to war. I'm gonna say that flat out. You wouldn't get me to go to war in a foreign country.
Mm.
I wouldn't go. I don't trust the government enough. I don't
Well,
believe you.
yeah, this government is nothing like the one 30, 40 years ago. So you're right. If I had to go to war, I wouldn't trust it either. But I'm from what I know and the research that I've done, that is where we're heading.
This government is just like the government from 34 years ago. That's the reason why we're here today.
Oh,
This government ain't changed. The
no.
government hasn't changed. The government is the same.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, this one
yeah.
here is just wilding out.
Well, we gotta ask ourselves, how did we get here?
We keep talking about the change, especially as brown people. We want the change, but they
Mm,
don't want that they don't want that in America, because they want to remain the superiority. They want their superiority. It's, if they want things to stay the same. So we're hundred years away from change.
Mm,
From it, we are. We're still there, except for we just don't have to get on the back of the bus.
mm.
We're
Now
still
we
there.
don't got to get on the back.
No,
But most of us
no,
get on the back when we get on the bus anyway. Where you go sit at?
right. I
We go
still in the
walk straight
back.
to the
It's
back.
because we conditioned in our mind. It's still in. It's in our mental. It was.
I don't.
It was passed down to us, you know.
Yeah.
So there it is.
I,
Can you tell everybody about your new show? I forgot to mention. Congratulations on your new show. We have a few watchers in here. Thank you everyone for tuning in. If you would like to share and leave a comment, we would like that. But Jamar, tell everybody about your new show.
so 101.3 Pulse.
Yes.
I will be having a show called Politics as Usual. Tuesdays 10 to 11, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Don't get caught up in the title Politics as Usual. I can assure you it's going to be anything but it's about yeah,
Okay.
it's yeah, it's a black show, not
Okay.
anti-white, not anti-government, but it's a black show to talk about the issues in the black community.
Mhm.
Um, below the surface conversation, not just the surface conversations, but the deeper conversations, and hopefully to come up with some practical solutions and realistic solutions. So, if you want to, hear a little bit of things that may get you upset,
Yes.
uh, tune in. Like I said, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Tuesdays,
Yes.
101.3, the post.
Yes.
You can download the app.
Yes, you guys download the Post 101.3 app, and it's in your Google or your App Store, and it's
Hmm.
free.
Yeah.
So make sure that you check them out. And I come on around the same time he do. So, but you guys can always replay me back on YouTube, Facebook, whatever. But make sure y'all support Jamar Tuesdays, every Tuesday, 10 to 11 a.m. on Post 101.3. Download the app. He would very much appreciate it.
Yes.
Um, I'm going to record my show beforehand so I can tune in to hear what you're talking about tomorrow.
Okay. I
I'm
appreciate it. Yeah.
yes, I'm excited. So even though my show will be running, I will pre-record it, and it won't be as long. And what tell everybody what days we'll be here on live on Facebook.
Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Stony and Jamar, and then you can catch him Tuesday. So he's working Monday,
I'm out
Tuesday,
here.
Wednesday, Friday.
I'm out. I'm fighting. I'm fighting for the people. I'm fighting for the black community. I'm gonna get out here. I'm gonna put my word.
Yes.
Uh, just something different. Something different. Talking about something different.
Well, we need more men like you to share the knowledge of what you know, because you. I respect your mind, so you're so knowledgeable about a
I
lot
appreciate
of
it. Thank
things.
you.
Yes. And I couldn't have a better person that I talk to every day.
I
So
appreciate it.
the world is getting a lot of knowledge,
Yeah,
a lot
yeah, I'm
of
gonna be a little.
wisdom.
Yeah, I'll be a little. I have a little more freedom on the radio because social media is becoming so censored.
Mhm.
So the radio gives me a little bit more leeway. So yeah, tune in. If you're not 10 to 11, 101.3 the post, politics as usual. Check me out.
Yes, I'm so excited for you. This is wonderful.
Thank you.
And you're gonna have a great following over there. Make sure that you post on Facebook as well because people are following you over there too.
Yeah.
Don't forget to share so that we can see. But I'm going to be tuning in so I can hear this new wave that you're bringing.
Hey, I'm trying. Hey, look, that's what I'm hoping. I hope it be something,
Yeah, we don't hope and we don't if. It's gonna
yeah.
be nice. It's gonna be
I
good.
wanted to be, I want to question. I just want people to start questioning some. Our old head told me one day, if I could just get you to think, and I guess that's my goal. If I can just get you to think.
Mhm. And I'm excited. I want to hear. I can't wait to hear your topics, and I may ask
Appreciate
you
it.
a little bit about it Wednesday when we talk. But thank you so much for everybody for joining us today.
Yeah, thank
We're
you.
gonna yes, we're gonna end it here. And the next time, until I see you the next time, drink your water and mind your business. See you later,
Amen.
Jamar.
See
Thank
you
you.
later.
All right,
All
bye
right, bye
bye.
bye.